Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Previously, we returned to Hirata Estate, where we kind of faced off with the final boss there, which was another shinobi, former mentor of ours that went by the name of Lady Butterfly, or Phantom Lady Butterfly. And in the process, we were trying to save Lord Kuro, who was in a hidden temple where we fought her, and then in the end, we ended up being stabbed in the back by a person unknown. So I had originally said that I think Hirata had to have been an inside job because of how well timed it was. And apparently there were two people working together at least, because we don't know who it was that did that. In the process, we also kind of got to see how Wolf was originally revived, because that's when Kuro granted us the power of the dragon's heritage. With that out of the way, we have returned back to the castle, and so we are just going to go in and see where this takes us. Oh, come on. Starting off by getting shot at. Or, not shot at, shot. Let's not underplay this. Alright, so last time we did actually come this far because we went after the rats, and let's take them out again because they might not look like much, but if we didn't have the axe, these guys can put up a pretty good fight. They are assassins. If it weren't for that axe, we would not be taking them out so easily. Even like one of them can can handle a lot because those hats ain't just for show. Oh, who saw me? Oh, doggos. I don't have the... There we go. That was interesting timing. So there are two of the Tyro troop here. So you can see one of them at the upper part of the center screen. So we want to be careful here. And I think there's a way to get up there. In fact, that's kind of where I was going before I got distracted by the dogs. The doggos doggos are good at distracting you, especially, games where they're going to try and kill you. And you're just like, no, why would you do that? Why would you make the dog something that I have to kill? What is it with games and doing that? Okay.
Ashina は今や存亡の危機、なりふりなど構っておれぬでな。じゃが、ちゃんとせえ、ちゃんと。そんな風では巻き込まれちまうぞ。一度起これば敵味方の別などなかろうでな。
Yes, yes, once again. Let's share our deepest, most darkest secrets out in the open. We probably shouldn't be talking about them. And I already made a point of how, I don't know, beaten and broken they are. So they're resorting to tactics they otherwise probably would not. You know, I do believe that is the Ashina Reservoir, the path that we took out at the beginning to get over there. It begs the question, what the heck were we planning to do? Because there's nothing there but a broken bridge. How are we gonna escape? It's not like Kuro can make that jump. Or like we could. Begs questioning, does it not? There's literally nothing over there. I'm just doing a quick sweep for items, and we'll go and see what this big baddie they have is. Plus, we gotta get our loot. I don't think I was missing anything from above. So let's get our balloon. Alright, so they're kind of luring you into an unintentional trap here. I'm going to swap out the flame vent with the spring-loaded firecrackers because we're going up against a beast-type enemy. I should probably just say it's a bull with a giant burning set of like straw or something or other on its horns. So, not a terribly difficult fight, but. So what you kind of want to do here is really just avoid being at the head side of the bull because it is going to gorge you essentially. So, you know, don't get in front of it. If you can get it trapped in the corner, you can kind of run it out, but it honestly can turn around pretty quick, so I'm not going to say that's a foolproof plan. So just do your best to stay on its back end, use the firecrackers to knock it down. It's not too hard of a fight beyond that. Don't do that, in other words. Oh, wrong. I took out the wrong prosthetic. Too early. Okay. Shinobi Medicine rank 2.
まだ生きておるぞ。何？瀕死は瀕死はどうし。
So when you do the firecrackers, I was a little bit off time with some of those. Try to get it right in his face if you can. Let's see. Skills we should be under. Right. So sometimes a shinobi can survive what is certain death for a lesser warrior. As such, medicinal knowledge is vital. The only way to learn such techniques is to be gravely injured time and time again by worthy opponents. So similar to what we got with the first one, but before we go too far, we're going to talk to the old lady here, but let's Right. So we got our prayer beads, four prayer beads here with this one. So let's do enhanced physical attributes, getting us our second prayer necklace. Loose prayer beads strung together and offering to the sculptor's idol increases maximum vitality and posture. A prayer bead necklace befits the strong. In Ashina, there is only a towering pink ogre of a man said to have gone red-eyed and run amok before he was long shut away in a forsaken dungeon. Kind of discussing the red-eye condition that we've run across before. And I think we're good on that otherwise. So let's talk to her.
ありがたいや、ありがたいや。
何を拝んでいる？
はい。お前さん、千宝寺を知らんのかい？金剛山の千宝寺。尊いお方がそこにはおわす。さあ。お前さんも拝んでみ。ありがたいや、ありがたいや。
So she wants us to join her in prayer, so pop one of the meepo balloons, and I could say, I don't really use the soul ones, so.
そうじゃそうじゃ。そうやって拝むのじゃ。良き心がけ。お前さんにこれを信ぜような。
And good sugar. Alright, so this is kind of a major branching point in the story. So from this, first of all, she was talking about a location that I'm probably not going to go to until quite a bit later. And I'll talk a little bit more about how to get there early on, because it's a great place to go if you're having trouble with the castle at any point and just need a break from it, because it's a super easy place to do. I'm just going to wait to do it, and so I will make sure to put in a skip ahead kind of video link in the description in case you decide you want to go there. But I'll show how to get there at least for now, so we'll do that, and I'll show how to get there again later once we get to that point. But Senpo Temple is a lot easier than this place. Just you can't really finish it until later, so I'm just going to do it later. And so there's kind of two ways we can go from here. You can go straight into the castle, or we can diverge off to the left, which is going to bring us towards Senpo Temple and the abandoned dungeon in Ashina Reservoir. And we are going to go that way first, kind of before we head too far into the castle. But before we do that, there's a pretty easy boss fight, mini-boss right ahead of us, and a bunch of items. That kind of leads us up to the castle towers. And so we're going to do those here quick before we move on to the side kind of section here. Now, if we go further into the castle, you actually can get way up to the top tower, which is what our goal is here. But there's also an entire back section to explore as well. And so we're going to end up. I want to do the entire castle as kind of its own thing before we start going off to new locations. But just be aware, if you go off to the left, there are two different locations you can go to. One is the Senpo Temple that I just mentioned. The other brings you to the Ashina Depths, and if you go to the back of the castle, you can also go to the Sunken Valley. And so there's like 3 different locations that you can go to. But we're going to start with the introduction point here to the castle, and then make our way off to the left from where I am, and kind of clear out these areas first. And so like I said, we're mostly looking for a few things here, and it'll bring in some nice spoils of our work here, so to speak. First off, we got a remnant.
九郎様、国元ですね。エマ殿、分かっています。源一郎殿がお待ちなのでしょう。天守の上階に戻ります。狼よ、あの時吹いてくれた足の歯笛じゃ、こたびはそなたが音を頼りにきっと参れ。
So that's an indicator as to how to find him. Alright, so there's a section off to the right that we're going to do. Plus, we can kind of use the rooftops to get around. And this is part of that branch off to the left that I was referring to, so we can go this way as well. Straight up the stairs, you can see there's a samurai general. That's the one I want to take down. And he's guarded by 4 people, which can kind of make him tricky if you don't plan ahead on this one, but we're going to take them out. First things first, though, we got some work to do on this side. One thing to be aware of is that we got some night jars up here. So watch out for them. Our goal in the end is to get up there, but like I said, just to kind of start us off, that's not my concern right now. Can I reach this? Probably not. I can reach that. Oop! That's not what I meant to do. No. Oh, there. Thank you. Okay. I do believe this is a dead end, so to speak. Dead end in 2 ways, actually. Okay, can I reach you? Don't make me fall, kid! Yes. Yes, you're gonna make me fall. Okay. Get me out of here. I think there's at least a couple more up here somewhere. I can hear one above me, actually. I think I can hear one. Maybe not. Maybe he's over here. Or maybe I just have a terrible memory and there's no one here. Oh, there's one's up on the top area. We're not going that way. Okay, so let's take care of some of the people around here then. I do want to go get that item before I forget it. Or actually, no, I can't get that one from here. I think we have to go after the big bad guy first. So there's a dude over here. This guy, and I'm going to skip talking to him for now, but basically he wants us to help him get out of here. Because he's obviously obviously not in a good position here. Wrong one. Switch back to the shuriken. He's just standing over there. Dude, come on. And there's the moat that we just crossed. We'll check that area out as well. I think I may have taken out everybody. So this little doorway here takes us back to the main path. I don't know what I haven't picked up yet, so. Alright, so our friend is kind of an information broker. You don't need the paper stuff, but I'll do it just to show it.
この城の侍じゃないみたいだな。忍び。それもかなりの手だれだ。おう。やっぱりか。ともあれ、助かったよ。ちと下手こいちまってな。侍どもにしつこく追われて参ってたんだが、旦那がみんな黙らせてくれた。これはその礼さ。
Nightjar Beacon Memo. A note on smoke signals used by the Ashina Shinobi, the Grey Nightjars. Again, we've seen these a few times. One of them carried away Kuro at the very beginning of the story, after we lost our arm. And there was one outside of Hirata Estate that, the guy that we asked about what year it was. Pale pink smoke signals are placed along the rooftops of Ashina Castle. These signals guide the Nightjar, which is why we saw those when we were up on the roof. The ashen feathered flock are surely the only ones able to follow such a trail. And don't ever call me Shirley. Yeah, so he's going to... Do we need to talk to you again?
まだなんか用かい？あいにくと危ない場所では飽きなわないのさ。命あってのなんとやらだ。縁があればまたどこかで会おうぜ。
Yeah, so you're basically a coward in their eyes. I get you, man, I get you. No sense in putting your life to the test. So he's going to appear at the dilapidated temple, basically, and will sell information to us and items. So he's a very useful merchant, in fact.
皆の衆、分かっておるな。来たるべきは芦名存亡の戦。一心様、そして芦名の民のために命を捨てて参ろうぞ。我らこそ芦名、不当の芦名衆よ。おう、芦名のために。
Okay, so I haven't used up all my spirit emblems. No. This is where having the mid-air prosthetics would be nice. Can I reach that? I can. Now I may have missed some items on the rooftops. If I have, I'm sorry, but I'll scoop. Oh, yeah, there's one way up there, but we'll see that when we get up there. There's one right below me too. No, I want the other guy. There we go. So this guy is pretty much like all the other samurai. We're just going to use the advantage, use the moment here to your advantage. Come on, level ground here. Oh, you got me. Oh, got me. Oh, he was up there. Okay. I could have swore there was another one I was missing. Watch, he'll end up killing me. That'd be a poorly timed death. Or a good time, I guess, but... So yeah, this area is pretty much clear. From there, we just want to get up to that roof where that nightjar was and head on up. However, we're going to go and check out some of these other locations over here. I can never remember which way is which. And the moat is down here. I don't remember if there's anything actually in the moat that we can do anything about right now. We can go down on the other side as well. If you fall off the castle, it's one of those spots that you might, just accidentally fall into. So we can go down this way. And this will take you to the Ashina Reservoir, which we will return to. So that's where we started the game off. It's a pretty tough area, and I plan to do it early here, but I want to go the other way first. And this is the other side of the moat. There's a little area we can move into here. I think there's a treasure carp under here, if I'm not mistaken. But can't get to it quite now. And no items that I'm seeing, so... Alright, so reservoir through the door. We're gonna go this way towards the abandoned dungeon. And this might be one of the important ones. Let's listen.
太郎兵に鎧を着せたそうじゃな。ああ、あやつめぐずりおってな。まったく難儀な仕事じゃった。だがその甲斐はあったのではないか。あの巨体と攻撃に加え、今や刃も通さぬのじゃからな。まあその通りじゃが、無理くり着せているからの。 何かあれば鎧はすぐに剥がれちまうさ。
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Gatehouse key. So there's a Charo chute, remember, ahead of us. That's what he was alluding to. Now, I mentioned the Ashina Reservoir. You know, we looked at the door, and we'll go back that way eventually, but if you look down here, this is the reservoir. That is actually the escape tunnel we used at the beginning to get out. In fact, I think this is the bridge we can see our little sneak point here. That's the bridge we did our first eavesdrop on. Probably the same two guys, I bet. But yeah, so that's our reservoir. There's the Move View Tower out in the distance. And over there's the well where we started. So we will adventure that way on our way back into the castle. But first things first, we want to go and deal with this Charo Troop dude. Who I believe has a bunch of dogs, yeah. So he's got a huge bell on his back. And the thing hits like a truck, so... He's not the brightest. Turn the other way, please. Scrap magnetite. I think we've... No, I don't think we did read this yet. Magnetic ore mined in Ashina. Remember, we read the stuff about the... We read something about how they mine, because they were talking about the poisons it leaves behind, which is actually a real thing in mining sites. So, base material commonly used in prosthetic tool upgrades of intermediate and higher rank. Forging with magnetite produces a hard steel, a precious commodity in Ashina. Bedrock offering up this ore is constantly mined out, making it a rare one at that. So, I don't think we can open this, no. And this is what leads us to the abandoned dungeon. Black gunpowder, I think we've read this. Heavy coin purse. And... here we are. So, our next memorial mob.
ご供養いかがかね。
こんなところにも
死者があるところ、また供養衆あり。汚れとて我らばかりは見捨てまい。さあ、ご供養していきなされ。
All right, let's see what this guy's got. He's got quite a bill of goods here. We're gonna take that prayer bead. All right. He's got some pellets we could take. I'll probably do the dragon's blood droplet. The mask I think I will save until end game, most likely, unless I'm just feeling extra greedy about getting it. So we need 1,400, and I'll buy this. 1,400, okay.
死者があるところ、また供養衆あり。いずこへ行こうと、ご供養を欠かさぬようにの。
Okay, so let's do, I think these do 1,000. I think. This one light.
極用いかがかね。
Alright, so I just made a note to bank to come here for banking on the light coin purses and heavy coin purse, and I'm going to save the mask for later. Now we have our prayer bead, we can
死者たちにご
head into
冥
the
福
dungeon.
あれ。
Alright, and I'm still screwing up my buttons on the prosthetics. That's going to take some time to get used to, I think. So, let's see what we got here. Alright, so just so we're all aware, we got some Undying down here. Not really true Undying, but they don't like fire. They'll get back up otherwise, so... Okay, these ones are down for the count, I think. Rotting prisoner's note. Isn't that a lovely thing to find? A note left by a dead and rotting man in the abandoned dungeon. Supposedly, the fragrant stone is enshrined in a village in the Ashina depths. But how to interpret throw oneself? This is as far as that old Akami tome could take me. But did they truly reach the Fountainhead Palace? I'd like to know, but it seems I never will. Kotaro, forgive me. Very important note that I am going to talk about later. And kind of a cool little lore dump. Why can't you be like normal crickets and just sing for me? You doing okay over there? Yeah, that skin's not looking too healthy. Pacifying agent. Okay. This is really nice to have. The more you can collect of this, the better. And I think it's made up of... What is that? They almost look like bird skulls to me, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's bugs? Dead bugs? No, because I think dead bugs are for the poison buildup stuff. Powdered medicine for calming nerves used by those who deal in unspeakable deeds. Reduces terror buildup and increases terror resistance for a time. You know, in the original, version, the original, 1.0 version of the game, this was called something else. I cannot remember what it was. And I remember one time I was playing on the original version, I was like, what is this? I don't know what this is. And it turns out it's just a pacifying agent. Gravekeepers, executioners, the memorial mob, all who keep death close keep this powder close, adhering to the simple rule. If seized with fear, cover your rear. Sage advice. That's a lot of bodies. So this place is called the Abandoned Dungeon, and we're going to kind of get some idea of why it's called that, and what's been going on here. Are those... How much you want to bet those are covering heads? Okay, we're going to talk to you, but I want to get rid of the crickets and whatnot around here. Oh, got me. Red lump. Yeah, this place is just wrong. A round red lump. Consumed to gain red eyes and reduce flinching from enemy attacks, but also prohibits the use of resurrection. A red mass is the lingering trace of one who was unable to achieve their desires. Hence why the red eyes, they failed to meet their needs kind of thing. Or meet their objective, whatever they want. Slightly warm to the touch, it pulsates softly. That is disgusting. Where are you? Bite down. Okay, that's new. Secret shinobi drug, blue in color. When times call for death by one's own hand, samurai turn their swords on themselves as a matter of pride, while shinobi demand a swifter means. Simply crush in the back of teeth to die. Nothing more is required. Resurrection is not limited after use. And kind of like the idea of having a cyanide capsule. Although you can survive cyanide sometimes. And hydrogen cyanide is highly corrosive. You're close to me? You know what? Let's clear this place out. I don't need the little buggers jumping on me. And I can't see them because I have a backlight on me right now. So if I'm swinging wildly at stuff that's not around, you know why. The one time I put have a light on in the background. So what y'all looking at here? Oil. Okay, they like oil. I guess it is a good source of hydrocarbons, because that's what oil is. Okay, we're gonna come back this way. I'm gonna go talk to our new friend over here. Okay, I think I got everything down here. So we got an idol this way. I think this is called the Abandoned Waterway. Underground Waterway. Close enough. And we're gonna go in the water, but like I said, I want to talk to our new friend first.
あなたはこのような場所に何用ですか？ああ、もしや忍びのお方でしょうか？
そうだ。
やはりそうですか。あの任を請け負っていただけるとか。私は道中落ち水の施術の支度を任されております。早速ですが、忍びのお方、師匠から預かった文をお渡ししましょう。司祭はこちらに。
Surgeon's bloody letter. A worn and bloodstained letter from Desaku, the surgeon in the abandoned dungeon. Required, one tough man, preferably a strong samurai or a young large soldier such as a member of the Taro troop. Must be delivered unharmed. Desaku.
忍びのお方、司祭はお渡しした紙を。余計なことは互いに知らぬがよいと存じます。
So if you recall back to when we first met Anayama, the peddler, I said that he's got a side quest that interacts or interferes with other side quests. This is one of the other ones, and there's 4 of them that I'm aware of that have kind of a crisscross with each other. As I said, we're going to go for the most bang for our buck. And as much as you probably don't want to work with Anayama because he seems shady, or this guy because this seems really shady, we're going to work with both of them. But we got to be a little bit selective of how we do this. So they're both going to end up asking us to find people to help them, and those are actually 2 separate side quests that you could do, or get them to help these people. So there are 2 people that we can send to him. There's a samurai that we can send to him, or we could send a Taro troop member. And we're gonna send him the samurai, and he is actually in the Ashina Reservoir. So they both have separate side quests, though, the ones that we're gonna send to them. So we're gonna have to play out their side quests later in New Game Plus. But this seems pretty sus, doesn't it? And I will point out, and I'll talk about it later, that he is wearing Senpo monk garb. We have not been to Senpo Temple yet, but in fact, the reason we're coming down here is to have a brief discussion on that. Mostly, and to collect some items. agent. Okay, good. And aqua sugar. Great. So further down the channel. Alright, so this is actually the access point to Senpo Temple. So as I said earlier on, I'm not planning to do Senpo Temple until we are finished with the castle. However, if it is a first time playing this game, some parts of the castle can be pretty freaking hard. So if you're ever feeling overwhelmed by it, or you just want to move on and do something else, this elevator will take you to what I would say is probably one of the easiest parts of the game. I'm just leaving it for later because we can't finish it until later. But there's no reason you can't go here now if you don't feel like it. And I will make sure to include a description or a link in the description to bring you to that once I get to that point. So if you're ever feeling overwhelmed at the castle, this is where you want to go. And I will show how to get here again later. So if you take the elevator up, it will bring you to a sculptor's idol at Senpo Temple. And that elevator is actually rather interesting because it's the only one in the game. And I'm going to talk more about that later. Now, there was another path we could take. Actually, I'm going to go up here really quick. I don't remember if there's anything up top. This is a nice way to navigate the place if you don't want to deal with all the creature features here. Alright, so... Crumbling Offering Tower. Here lie the vassals of the Ashina clan, executed after the Great Rebellion. May their spirits rest. And similar to what we saw with the Headless before, this is another type of undead enemy. Now, previously I had mentioned that I thought it was the Headless room that I fell into and ended up having to fight. I actually think it was this one. So that is one of 3, I think, Shichimen warriors in the story, and I'm just going to say, just leave it alone for now. It's not hard to fight, but build up your store of Pacifying Agent and Divine Confetti, because the Headless are a lot worse to deal with. Unless you just really, really want those items down there, or that item, but... not worth fighting at this point. I do believe we can navigate this place. No, not this way. We came this way. Came from this way. We gotta think. How do I... There we are, right? No, not this way. There's a way we can get across. Just not remembering how. No, no. No, no. Uh-oh. Maybe I can get up on the other side. Oh! Or die first. Might as well get it while I'm down here. Oh no, he's caged me in. Okay. Maybe that's why I ended up fighting him. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Alright. I guess we're doing this. I got 5. I got quite a few of those. Okay. Alright, this might not go my way. Watch for the orbs. no. Watch the blast when he sets it off. Where are you coming from? This is why you don't stand at the edge of a ravine. Shoot. Okay, still standing. I don't have a lot of attack power, that's just making this tricky. Ceremonio Tanto. Dagger with a stark white blade and hilt converts vitality into spirit emblems. Resting replenishes its charges. Originally, this Tanto was used in ritual offering to the dragon, in which an emblem could be cut from one's own life force and set adrift on the fountainhead waters. The blade is inscribed with its true name, Devoted Soul. Okay, so, once again, do not recommend doing that. Why does it always happen? I always end up falling down into this dungeon pit. Don't try to cross. That's the key. Just don't try. I could have swore there was a way across here, but I don't know. Was I stupid? Did I overlook it? The answer to that is most certainly yes. But how? Maybe I can't go across this early. Oh well. Is there a grapple point? There is. Okay, let's see how stupid I was. Oh, maybe I missed a path. I think I did. Oh, you know why? I know why. You can cross it. You have to come from up there. This brings you to the Ashina Reservoir. I'm just getting ahead of myself here. But that's okay. Because I think when I jumped across here, I actually didn't make the jump. I fell in, and that's why I ended up fighting him. This time I just got a little too close on the opposite end. Bottomless Hole, isn't that a lovely name?
なんだと。
芦名の底に行きたくば 身投げをされるがよいじゃろう。あっちじゃ。足名の底はあっちじゃ。
Yeah, and that's a Twitty gate. And they do literally mean to throw yourself over the edge. So these gates are supposed to be, they're supposed to mark a transition. And I think the traditional saying is mark a transition from the mundane, so kind of everyday life, into something that's more sacred. And so you're kind of thinking of things that, thinking of the gods, like Buddha or the Great Serpent, something like that. And so by casting ourselves in, I think it's supposed to mark that we're going towards something, more sacred. And kind of an interesting note that we will see later, but the rope tied around the gate at the bottom is kind of a nod to something that pops in later in the story. So if you want to, you can jump in. You'll find a grapple point somewhere in the abyss that you have to hook onto, and it will bring you to a whole different location that we will go to later. And where's our grapple point? There you are. So we're going to head back to the dungeon, and there's not much more we can do here, I don't think. So I think we'll head straight back to the dungeon entrance. We need to find somebody to send him before we can follow that storyline anymore. Before we leave, 200. Let's
極用いかがかね
let's bank some.
死者たちにご冥福あれ
Alright, if you are following along for the trophy completion, we don't have any new trophies at this point, but we have collected a few more prayer beads. We have our second prayer necklace, and we need a couple more to get the third, so we're pressing along with that pretty good. There's really not much else to discuss on trophies now. We did take out a mini boss, but again, that's mostly just contributing to posture and vitality upgrade. So we don't really need to worry about trophies at this point. We got, those are the only things we really got. And that's going to be a good place to end this episode. So to recap, we started exploring the initial part of the Ashina Castle. We made a new friend in the main castle part. He was kind of under the gun with some samurai, for lack of better words on that. Success only partly literal, but he's a information dealer. Can't think of what that's called. But he kind of deals in information, and so he will trade with us information and supplies later once we find him, for getting him out of that mess. I don't know what he exactly did, but we also explored the abandoned dungeon, which it seems like they're doing some shady experiments here. And noting that there's a bunch of really sick-looking people, and that they all seem to be some form of undying. What form exactly, I don't know at this point. So with that being said, let us close things out for this one. I'll be continuing tonight, so if you're here live, stick around. Otherwise, thank you all for joining, and I will see you all later.